What up? It's the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. In your ear, we back, ladies and gentlemen, and we keeping this summer heat check series going today. And we talking about the wide receiver room. You know, we talked about the wide receiver room in the past, but today we're gonna actually get some definitive numbers and some definitive answers on this wide receiver room, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about it coming up next. Let's
Boys
go.
And girls
Let's
of
go.
all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC Conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Yes, sir. We back, ladies and gentlemen. Man, how y'all feeling today, man? My name is Nick Frazier, one half of the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, and the other man, you can hear him, but you can't see him. Tell him who you are, boss, man.
Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah, man. We back, man. We back again, and we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the Water Cooler as always, man. Second day back, man, and we appreciate y'all again. Continuing to rock with us here around the Water Cooler, man. Before we get into it, man, as always, man, make sure y'all follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube so you know when we post more videos and when we go live. Marcus, how you feeling today, my guy?
Man, I can't complain, man. How you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing good, man. You know, doing really good. I can't complain, man. I can't complain at all. You know, I can't complain. Even when you try to think of something to complain about, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
I can't complain, man. I can't do it.
I can't do it. As it says, I'm on top of the water cooler. My head is above the water cooler. That's what it is. It's above the water cooler. Man, we appreciate y'all, man, for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler. As always, man. Let's take a look in the chat before we get into this conversation. We're not gonna keep y'all long tonight. Auburn Dad is in the chat. What's up, Auburn Dad? How you feeling, man? He said, War Eagle, let's go. He said, it's time round to get heated sports talks over Auburn for the ball. I like it, Auburn Dad. I like you, man. He said, but seriously, fellas, I'm so happy you guys were back. when getting up in arms over these. Nah, yesterday was a great show, man. Nah, we had a great conversation. Great conversation yesterday, man. And we just gonna keep these conversations going because we want y'all to get engaged. We like when y'all engage and y'all in the show and y'all make the show. So that's what we like. We like that, man. So we appreciate y'all, man. He said this is what separates us guys from a lot of shows. It's the heated banter, but still at the end, nothing but love for that. That's it.
Indeed.
You know, ain't no malice around here. Ain't no malice at all. You know, we ain't no vituperative if I hope I'm saying it right. Vituperative. Yeah, I'm not saying it right. It's a word that means bitter, abusive. That's what it means. Viperative. I think man, Jesus Christ, man. All right, dog, man. It is what it is. It'll come to me in a minute, and I'll say it right then. You know what? I'm not gonna move on until I get it right. Vituperative. That's what it is. Let me see. Let me make sure. There it is. Vituperative.
Okay.
That's what it is.
I heard Google in the background.
I had to get it right. That's what it means. Yeah, man. We appreciate y'all, man. God, I may go nuts waiting 2 more hours. LOL. What you mean? What's going on? Ain't nothing going. Oh, this is from earlier. Okay, I got you. Oh, I forgot to say. I think Singleton will have the most catches. But Cam may have the most yards per catch overall. Okay.
I agree with that. That was actually my take on that.
Okay, well, we're going to get into it. We got some other questions that we're going to answer as well. JT is in the chat. JT said it's been a while since JT's quote of the day.
You got to hit it one time, Nick.
I got to hit. You know I got to do it. Hopefully it worked. Let's see. Let's go.
Yeah. It's time for JT's quote of the day. The quote of the day from JT. JT has the quote of the day for you and me. What is the quote? We want the quote. We need to know the quote. So what is the quote? It's a quote. It's time for JT's quote of the day. So JT, what is the quote today?
JT, what's the quote today? Oh my God, he said, if I lose calories for overthinking, I'll be a supermodel. That's from Angela Diaz. Shout out to JT for the quote of the day. Shout out to JT for the quote of the day.
All right.
Shout out to JT. And it goes to his point. He says, with that being said, I'm not gonna overthink it. He said he going Cam Coleman. That's what he said. He ain't gonna
that, JT.
He going Cam Coleman. That's what he said, man. Get Musty is letting everybody know he's here.
Get Musty.
Get Musty. How you feeling, my guy? Everybody saying hello to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all for continuing to rock with us in this thing. Is that who I think it is? The legend of Sweet Sugar Bear Williams himself, the Huggy Beard, the Rooster Mac. Shout out to the Huggy Beard. Shout out to him. Well, shout out to the Huggy, man. Get much said, Nick. Eugene was dope, but who y'all trying to get to do the water cool shout out this year? I got a couple of people in mind that I would love to get it done. Would love to see if we can get Malcolm Simmons to do it. That would be dope. We'd love to see if we can get another defensive guy to do it. I don't know, maybe Rayon Strider. I don't know. Maybe Can Lee. You know, I mean, we would love to get any Auburn player that wants to shout us out and wants to come on and do the intro for us coming into the season. Hey man, hit us up, man. We'll do it. It takes literally all of, I don't know, 2 minutes for you to do it. I mean, even if that. So we appreciate that, man. So that's what we hope and get, Mustard. We hope we can get somebody to come in and do it. And things and stuff like that, man. Sup to Nick and Marcus from Auburn Dad. What's up? Saying what's up to Huggy. Everybody saying what's going on. How y'all feeling, man? C Hall in this thing saying Warriors, man. Everybody in the cooler. What's up? We got the cubes coming in. That's what's up, man. 5 Adam in this thing. 5 Adam coming in with it off the top. Update. in-state recruiting. Well, Adam, I'll tell you this: Botany Cleveland has canceled his official visit to. I want to say it was who did Botany Cleveland just cancel his official visit with? I want to say it was with. I think he had an OV to Miami, if I'm not mistaken. Florida. It was one of those that he canceled.
I thought it was Florida.
It might have been Florida. It might have been Florida. I saw he canceled his OV to Florida. It was Florida.
Yeah, I thought it was because Florida was really trying to get him.
Yeah, he canceled his OV to Florida, and he announced that he's going to be committing on June 26th. No. It was Miami. He canceled
Miami.
his,
okay.
He canceled his Miami OV.
So I think he might go to Florida then.
And well, Florida and Auburn was right there. You know what I'm saying? And I know Auburn was kind of pushing hard to get him. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, like I said, man, anything could happen in this recruiting space right now. But I'm under the impression that the sooner that a lot of the top guys that Auburn is after, the sooner that they're stating that they're committing. I think it does not bode well for Auburn because I think a lot of people are in this wait and see moment with Auburn before they actually want to make a commitment. I mean, you still got Sadarian Morgan, who was on campus, I believe, this past weekend.
Yeah, he made his visit.
Yeah,
I seen his pictures. I was like, okay, all right.
And he's
hype him up then.
I think he's set to commit like in the next 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Xavier Crowell, he was there as well. So I think he's set to commit like in the next 2 or 3 weeks as well.
What's the quarterback? I think the quarterback that between us and South Carolina,
Landon Duckworth.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
It said talking up with him.
Yeah, I see talk. Yeah, because
but even if he don't fall through, I think we're gonna go after Cam Coleman, brother, in the following year.
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. You know what I'm saying?
He's starting to light it up.
We'll see what happens, man. It's a lot going on. In this recruiting space, man. But I don't know, man. It's just it's weird. Like I said, like the more that I feel like they start, like if guys are setting early recruitment dates, I don't think it bodes well for Auburn unless there's something on the back end, because you're starting to see Auburn now. I don't know if they're pivoting towards the 27 class, but they're picking up early for the 27 class, saying it's never too early to start now for the 27 class.
But the thing about it is, with the culture of this day and age of the game, there's no loyalty. So, like we were speaking to early on, if Auburn wins, a lot of people gonna flip their recruit.
But this is the thing, though. Like now it is known that a lot of these guys are being paid to commit, and they're being paid monthly to stay committed as well. Excuse me. We had Jermichael Garrett. He decommitted from Auburn actually last week. He was one of the guys that was in the Mobile area. Then he was supposed to transfer to Auburn High School this year, but then he ended up in Louisiana. So we don't know what's going on there, but now he had been flirting with other schools, and stuff like that. And so now he's made it official. He decommitted from Auburn, and things of that nature. So I mean, I don't know, man. It is. I'm telling you, I don't know if what to expect in the future. I really don't know what to expect from guys now. But I will say this though. I will say this that and I'm just gonna stand over it. I'm just gonna stand on it. The earlier guys are committing, I just feel like it's out of Auburn. It's not in Auburn's favor. It's just my personal opinion. That's just me though. Anybody can feel different from that, man. All right, man. Let's get into this conversation, man. We appreciate y'all again for rocking with us here around the water cooler, man. Let's get into it, man. Auburn wide receiving crew, wide receiving room. A couple of weeks ago, it was put out that Auburn's wide receiver room was ranked as the second best wide receiver room in the country, number 1 in the SEC, and Auburn's quarterback room was ranked number 8 in the country, and I believe that was number 3. That would have been number 3 in the SEC. 2 of the SEC schools above Auburn. But we're gonna focus on this wide receiver room. We've talked about wide receivers. I don't think we talked about wide receivers ad nauseum. We've really been talking a lot about, offensive line. We talk about defense a lot. We're talking about, just overall themes of what particularly could happen for the season. But let's kind of focus in on this wide receiver room tonight, man. And I got a couple of questions that I want to go tonight. What we want to do is we want to answer 4 questions tonight. That's what we want to do. The 4 questions that we want to answer tonight are, first, we want to answer who's the best fit in Auburn's new offense at this in the wide receiver room. The second question we're gonna ask is who's the most explosive playmaker in Auburn's wide receiver room. Third, we're gonna ask, is there potential for a freshman to have a breakout season in this wide receiver room? And then third, we're gonna answer the question, and we're gonna put a definitive stamp on this thing of who's going to be Auburn's overall leading receiver this year. I mean, they may have more, they may have, less catches than everybody, and they may have but they may have more yards, but they may have, second in yards per catch. But overall, who's going to be the leading receiver for Auburn this year, man? So let's get into it. The first question, man. The first question is who is the best fit out of this Auburn wide receiving core in this offense going into the 2025 season? Marcus, what you think?
In this offense, the best fit?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to go Malcolm Simmons, man.
Okay.
Just because he's a Swiss Army knife. You seen how we wanted to utilize him in different situations a lot last year. Honestly, I think he was young and he was new to the system. Now that he has another year in the system, now you're gonna see a lot of more gadget plays with him, a lot of more, putting him in situations on one-on-one. So I would say in this situation, I would say for what Hugh Freeze likes to do, I would say Malcolm Simmons.
Okay, that's not a bad fit, but best fit in this system. Who's the best fit in the system? Malcolm Simmons. You can make an argument for Malcolm Simmons. I think he was probably the surprise player for a lot of people last year. But I heard, I was just saying, last year before the season started, I was just hearing a lot about how Malcolm Simmons was just, he was just making plays. He was making plays. He was going, 100 miles an hour. And he was just making plays. And then you saw it this year. Actually with him actually bulking up a little bit and getting to the point to where bigger, physically stronger, and looks faster as well too. So I can't complain with that. I'm gonna actually go with best fit. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna actually go in this receiver room. I'm gonna actually go with Cam Coleman. Probably is the best fit, basically, for what you see with what this offense does. With taking those shot plays per quarter. Like I said it all last year. What does Coach Hugh Freeze want to do? He wants to every quarter. He wants 2 big plays per quarter. He wants 2 explosive plays per quarter. In a quarter. So basically, you saying he wants probably somewhere between 6 to 8 explosive plays a game is what he looking to get. And what did you see last year with Cam Coleman against Missouri last year? Nice explosive play down the field for a touchdown. Against Texas A&M, nice explosive play down the field for a touchdown. The back shoulder one-handed catch at home. I think it was against. I want to say the game was against. I think it was against Texas A&M as well. Back shoulder one-handed catch. I think he is probably the best fit for what Hugh Freeze wants to do when you get those explosive plays down the field, because that's what we are projecting this offense to do moving forward, is throw the ball downfield. So I'm gonna have to go Cam Coleman in that situation.
Well, you gave the answer to my your second question for me. I think your second question is who's the most explosive?
Who's the most explosive playmaker? Now here's the question. Who's the best fit? I'm making the most explosive playmaker. But go ahead.
I'm going Cam Coleman in that. And
Okay.
that's and that for my answer on that, for the reasons that you name.
Mm-hmm.
I think for what this offense wants to do, he's gonna be that long ball receiver to get those explosive plays.
Okay. I mean, you really can't go wrong with any of these guys in this room, but most explosive, I'm going to have to go with. I just gave the best fit, which was Cam Coleman, because Hugh Freeze wants to get 1 to 2 big plays per quarter. Most explosive to me does not always have to be down the field, if you ask me. But that's what most people look at it. I'm gonna go with Eric Singleton. Eric Singleton is probably going to be the most explosive player in this offense, because what Eric Singleton will be able to do is he'll be able to catch a 7-yard dig. Well, if they do 7
I would say he'll be the most utilized player in this.
Utilized. I see where you coming from with that, but I'm gonna still go with Eric Singleton for the fact, because I still feel like he can catch a 10-yard dig and take it 65 yards for a touchdown.
I feel that.
I'm gonna rock with him, and I just feel like his speed and his size is deceptive a little bit, because he plays bigger than what he looks. If you look at him, like last night we talked about catch ratings. Last night I was making a point last night when DC asked the question, where does the extra 5 wins come from for Auburn this year? And I made the point of saying that when you have a quarterback now, like Eric Singleton would have been a godsend for Peyton Thorne last year. If Eric Singleton was in that offense last year, it would have been a godsend. You would have had Eric Singleton, Keandre Lambert-Smith. You would have had Cam Coleman, who would have been a freshman. You wouldn't have to put too much pressure on him coming in to be, that deep ball guy. And you probably wouldn't have to play Michael Simmons as much, and probably would have gave him, you wouldn't have to push him along so soon. But getting him on the field at first helped out a lot, because now I feel like Michael Simmons this year is just going to just take it to another level. But when you have a quarterback who is not as accurate, or who is not consistently accurate, or who has an off day, when you have a guy like Eric Singleton, to where if the pass is in his vicinity, he's going to be able to go up and get the football and still make a play after going up and getting the football after it's been a bad pass or just not the perfect pass. So that's the reason why I say most explosive to me is going to be Eric Singleton, because in some plays where you see where it could have been an incompletion, those passes now will become completions. So basically I say out of 10 passes, if Jackson Arnold throws, I don't know, 6 of those that are not precise, accurate footballs, I would say that Eric Singleton will come down with 3 to 4 of them. In that case,
that's a lot of respect.
I do. I feel that way. I feel like he would come down with at least 3 or 4 of those passes if they were not perfectly thrown footballs. I'm just being real. So what do you think?
I think there's a lot of respect, man. I honestly, like I said, my most explosive player is going to be Cam Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
But Singleton, I think he's going to be that possession guy. I think, like you said, he's going to be that guy you throw into him on that quick stop route, a quick slant route. He's going to catch it. He may can get some. He may gonna get the yardage. So with him, it's just like, I know he probably will lead the team in receptions. I don't know yards though.
You saying you don't know? You think Eric Singleton will lead the team in receptions and not yards?
I think Cam Coleman might get yards just because of the explosive plays. But I think Eric Singleton should lead the team in reception.
Okay. I mean, that's not a foregone conclusion. That's
because it's just what you were saying. Hugh Freeze needs the explosive plays to be effective. And we had, even if Cam Coleman isn't making the plays, we had the receivers outside of him to make those explosive plays, which I'm saying we deep, bro. So it's just like, it's a good situation to have. But if we throwing the ball to Cam Coleman, I feel like Cam Coleman gonna be that guy this year, receiving yard wise.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then, the thing about that analysis right there too is, if Cam Coleman is able to do that, let's say for instance, and shout out to Tez, man. Tez, shout out to our guy Tez, Auburn Tez over at SEC season. He made a point one time of saying that that Cam Coleman can Cam Coleman take that next step and be that guy that can do everything? Like, can he do what what we've seen Eric Singleton do the past 2 seasons at Georgia Tech?
The thing about it is,
in a bigger body and a bigger frame and with a longer catch rate, a bigger catch rate. Can he do that though?
Not to cut you off. The thing about it is, he already, because I seen him do it in high school.
Okay.
So I know he can, but I don't think that, like you were saying earlier, I don't think Hugh Freeze would ask him to do it. That's the reason why you go out and get the Malcolm Simmons and the Eric Singletons and the Sam Turners of the world, because you got smaller, faster position receivers. Cam Coleman is that deep guy. We all see what this is gonna be, and for a bigger receiver, he has. If you pay attention to his route running is kind of underrated.
I agree with you there. Wholeheartedly.
Like, he runs some decent routes, and if Jackson Arnold has the arm that we all think he has, I think it's gonna be a problem, because I think it's gonna be difficult with the receivers that we have at our disposal to not put him in one-on-one coverage.
But here's the thing though, he's already gonna be in one-on-one coverage.
Know what I'm saying? Is because you're gonna have to pick your poison.
It's already gonna be in one-on-one coverage. I mean, because okay, let's put it like this. You got, all right. So if Auburn going 11 personnel, right? Which is what it is. 11 personnel, three wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. So we gonna sit here and say that those first 3 receivers that's coming out are gonna be Cam Coleman, Eric Singleton, Michael Simmons. I think we could project that's possibly who's gonna be the first 3 receivers out. What secondary is going to be able to corral all 3 of those guys?
It's going to be difficult, because who you going to double?
So that's the question. So, like, if you double, like, okay, so for instance, if you double Cam Coleman, right? So let's say right now everybody's running some form of a nickel defense. So 4-2-5, 3-3-5. You may have 3 safeties and 2 cornerbacks. Whatever form of nickel defense that you running. And some people may be running a dime. They may have 6 out there. They may have 6 DBs on the field, but you leaving the box light if you have 6 DBs on the field. But we gonna stick to the nickel defense. If you have that, you doubling Cam Coleman, right? So that's 2 people on Cam. So now you going one-on-one. You going one-on-one with Eric Singleton. You going one-on-one with Malcolm Simmons. You got a tight end there as well. So are you saying that you have a linebacker that's going to be able to step out and cover a tight end? Let's say Brandon Frazier. Or what if Preston Howard show up and just balls out? We don't know. We haven't really heard much about tight ends. But then you have one more defender. Who's that defender going to go to? Because if that defender is the safety in the middle of the field or shaded to whatever side of the field that he's playing, if he takes one guy, you leaving another guy one-on-one. So it's going to be a difficult assignment for a lot of defensive coordinators. And let's not act like they can't go 4 wide either. And they can't go 5 wide.
I think it's worse if we go 4 wide. I really feel like it's worse for you if we go 4 wide.
And you cannot
Cause that fourth receiver gonna be something crazy. Cause you got
It's gonna be
Fields, you got Thompson, you got Turner that's showing up.
yeah.
Like it's
But then think about it. You can literally go 5 wide as well and go no running backs in the backfield. And then if you do that, you have those 3 guys plus Thompson plus Turner or Thompson and Fields or Fields and Turner. So, bro, it is this season, excuse me, is almost like a pick your poison type season. You telling the defense, yo, how you want to get beat this week? That's really it, bro.
Nick, what percentage do you think we're gonna go 5 wide?
Oh, percentage wise?
Yes.
Man, that's a good question. I haven't thought about that, but I'm gonna try to give you an answer on that. 5 wide?
Because we got the receiving core to do it, and you know he already liked the screen game, and we got great screen receivers this year. So I'm really thinking. I was thinking to myself, I'm like, and Jackson Arnold has a great quarterback draw game, so it's like
because if you go 5, okay, let's say for instance they do go 5 wide, right? If they go 5 wide, they probably gonna run some type of dime. Let's just say they run dime. Let's just say they run a dime. Let's just say the opposing defense run some type of dime. You got 6 DBs on the field if you run the dime defense, right? So if you got 6 DBs on the field, that only leaves 5 guys in the box. So now, if you're looking at this from a numbers perspective, and you going 5 wide, you got 2 cornerbacks, two cornerbacks. That's 2 of your 6 if you're going to the dime defense. Now you got 3 safeties. So you got 3 receivers. You got 5 receivers. So 2 of them, 2 outside cornerbacks on the outside receivers. The 3 inside guys. You looking at you potentially looking at a linebacker probably on the most inner slot receiver. And then you probably looking at one of the safeties covering probably the second receiver. And then on the other side, you're probably looking at another slot nickel corner covering that receiver there. So you're looking at that. And now, depending on what type of front you're running, if you're running a 3-man front, if you're running a 50 front tight, I mean, it like that's numbers. So basically, you're looking at the box, you saying numbers, and you bring up this is where Jackson Arnold's legs can hurt teams, to your point. Because now you're looking at the box and you're like, all right, you got all these people spread out wide. Now I can run quarterback draw. And now my quarterback is one-on-one with somebody. And if he make a move, this potentially can go from being just a 5-yard gain to being a 35-yard gain. I don't know, man. I'm percentage to go 5 wide though. I'm gonna probably have to say it'll probably have to be less than, because I think he's gonna be in 11 personnel and probably 10 personnel. So you'll probably see a bunch of 3 and 4 receiver sets and 1 running back. I'm probably gonna go less than 10%, maybe.
Okay.
I might have to go less than 10%.
Yeah, I was around that area.
I mean, because you still want to keep the running back on the field as a threat to run. I mean, I'll probably go less than 10% on the 5 wide though. But when it does happen, man, it's gonna be beautiful to watch if they connect on a lot of those plays. Man. All right, man, let's keep this thing moving, man. Next question. We went over most explosive. We went over best fit. Marcus said Cam Coleman. I said no. Marcus said Malcolm Simmons. Yeah, he said Malcolm Simmons. I said Cam Coleman. Most explosive. Marcus said Cam Coleman. I went Eric Singleton. Now we're gonna say, will a true freshman some kind of way crack the code and get in on this rotation? And I think the only true freshman that we can think of that was there during the spring was Sam Turner. But you got some twins. I don't know if they twins, but they brothers coming in from Selma. That's gonna be here as well. So I'm telling you, could Sam Turner potentially get in there and take a crack at this and make some noise and make this even more of an interesting receiving room moving forward?
Yeah, I'm going on, like you said, the only freshman that I see right now. I think those brothers from Selma, which I think they were 4 stars coming out.
Yeah, one was a 3-star, one was a 4-star.
Yeah. So I think they might end up catching the red shirt.
So all right. So my question is this: do you think Sam Turner ends up in the rotation some kind of way, or does he catch a red shirt as well?
I'm still stuck on that one, Nick, because I seen him in the spring practices. He showed great flashes. So it's just like, he was getting a lot of reps. So
Yeah,
it's just like,
was.
So it's just like, I'm like, do he catch a red shirt?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. What if I'm him? Would I want it? Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know, because the thing about it is it's good to have depth, especially at receiver.
Okay.
And having an explosive kid like that going down the line, God forbid any injuries to those big names that we are very excited about.
Yeah, Lord. Yes, Lord.
He might have to step up.
That's the thing, man. I be having this same problem in NCAA 20. I mean, in college football 25, bro. I be trying to decide who I'm a red shirt, bro. Because like I get a 5-star quarterback and I'm like, he like the second best player on my team. And I'm like, man, do I red shirt this dude? Because I don't want to waste a year of him just being the second guy. His rating say he's the second guy on college football 25. Do I red shirt him or do I let him play? I don't know, man. I mean,
you be needing that piece on your bench just in case something go bad.
Exactly.
So you don't know. You don't know.
So it's I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's wild. I think I'm gonna put it like this, man. I think Sam Turner gonna get in there. I think Sam Turner gonna turn some heads. Do I think they burn the red shirt on? Do I think they red shirt Sam Turner? I'm gonna actually go no. If they do, I'll be surprised, because you got to look at it like this. There was a tweet that went out that was going around Twitter from different accounts, and I tracked it down a little bit, and apparently there are NFL teams who are excited about the 2027 class, and Cam Coleman is one of the top. I want to say he was like one of the top 15 guys that scouts were looking at in the 2027 class. Okay. So Cam Coleman balls out this year. All right. He comes back his junior year. He balls out. Cam Coleman's a first-round pick. All right. You potentially could lose Eric. You could potentially lose Eric Singleton after this year if he has a great season. Okay. Malcolm Simmons, you potentially could lose him in the 2027 after the 2027 season, because he'll be eligible for the draft. So if you redshirt Sam Turner this year and you look at what you have coming afterwards, which we don't really know. So that's the reason why you see guys like Tristan Keys, who's committed to LSU, guys like Marquez Daniels, who committed to Florida, who's saying he's not taking any more visits to Auburn. You have guys like Sedarian Morgan, who's in state. That's why this class of receivers is important, because literally when they get on campus next year, when this receiving core of guys get on campus, now granted, they got receivers committed. They got receivers committed. They got 2 guys that's committed. They got 2 receivers that's committed right now. But when you get those big name type guys to get on campus, right? When they get on campus next year for the 2026 season, they are going to have to be ready to potentially step in and play and get some real reps towards the end of that season, because the next season you potentially losing Perry Thompson, you potentially losing Cam Coleman, you potentially losing Malcolm Simmons, 3 of your guys that help usher this in. So that's the reason why this recruiting class of receivers is imperative.
That's why I think he redshirts the brothers from Selma.
It's a possibility.
But the reasons that you stated that right there,
Eric Smith is their name. Let's put it.
The Smith boy.
Yeah,
you redshirt them just to make sure that you have the future intact once those big 3 move on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm still stuck on. I'm like you. I don't redshirt Sam Turner this year.
I'm not redshirting Sam Turner because
I'm
Sam
not.
Turner he's a big piece. He's gonna be a big piece.
He's gonna be a big piece, bro.
For the
And,
next,
and,
for the
you,
next 3,
and
4
if you
years.
don't use him, and if you don't use him in the lineup in the receiver rotation, please throw him in on kickoff return because he it's something about that young man right now.
Yeah, man. I know when I first saw Sam Turner tape, I said when I first saw his tape, and I said, "Yo, this dude." I believe he was a 3-star when I saw him. I said, "Wait, what?" I said, "Wait a minute, what?" I said, "Yo, this dude need to be in. He need to be in that upper 4-star, 5-star range. Is where he needs to be at. He needs to be in that category there." When I was listening, I was like, "Come on, man, something ain't right about this, man." So I'm telling you, Sam Turner is that guy. Sam Turner needs that opportunity. And for one, you just look at the logistics of the roster and what potentially could be gone in the next 2 seasons. Redshirting him now and not giving him an opportunity to get some type of playing time, to get some experience on the field, to get some quality competition, and then just throwing him out there next year. Yeah, I don't think that's a great move, man. I don't think that's a great move. All right, man. Let's go ahead and let's get to it before we get up out of here, man. Overall, who is going to be the best wide receiver for 2025 this year?
I was going back and forth with this because
This is a tough one.
Hey, man, Cam Coleman, my guy, man. But best, if we're gonna say best,
yeah, overall best. Who's gonna be the overall best wide receiver coming out of this 2025 roster this year?
Because I've been watching a lot of tape, man. Now that we had that 2-week off, and bro, the more and more I watch tape on Auburn, bro, Eric Singleton look like he look like he make it look real easy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He make it look like he'll just do you up in a route so smooth and just go get some sip of water on the sideline, bro. And when you see a player like that and they come that easy, barring injury, it don't really nothing really holds them back, bro.
Yeah.
Long as they stay focused on the game, bro.
Yeah.
So it's just like, bro. I'm sorry, Cam, because I guess my heat check. I guess my heat didn't went away for Cam, man. I'm sliding to saying Eric Singleton, man.
Yeah, I'm going Eric Singleton too, bro. Like when I see what this man can do on the football field, when I see what he does with the route running, when I see how he makes people look silly on the football field, bro. When I see this, and you just look at the speed, bro. You look at the speed, and like I said, he plays bigger than what he is.
And what's making me mad, Nick, I'm high on our DB room, and he just making all of them look just. And I'm like, bro, listen, y'all better get y'all stuff together, because this can't happen in the season.
Man, yeah, I gotta go. Yeah, I'm going Eric Singleton, best overall receiver at season's end. That's what I'm going. I'm going Eric Singleton, best overall receiver at season end, man. I gotta go Eric Singleton, man. I think we both agree on that one right there, man.
I'm sorry, Cam. Hey, Cam, you ball out, bro. Shout out to whatever though.
No, it's no different. It's almost like you gotta go 1A, 1B, 1C with those three.
Cause, bro, like if you know what I'm saying, like you said, this is the heat check week. Yeah. Previously, I said I thought Cam Coleman was gonna get 1,000 yards and Singleton 700. But after watching them, man, it might be a reverse. It might. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Cam Coleman go over 1,000 because of the explosive plays. Receptions, though, I know.
I think I put on this. I think you need Cam Coleman to go over 1,000 yards this year.
Yeah, for us to be effective, I agree with that, Nick.
I think you need Cam Coleman to go over 1,000 yards this year. Or at
least have a lot of touchdowns.
I think you need him to go over 1,000 yards this year for the simple fact because for one, it plays into the narrative that's being built up about Cam Coleman. Yeah. Because I've said that I felt as if as right now you could probably draft Cam Coleman late first round and within the first 3 to 4 picks of the second round, and he can come in and be a number 2 wide receiver on an NFL team right now. I know I've said that. So you need for that for one of those purpose for that purpose, you need him to go with 1,000 yards because for some reason 1,000 yards is just the magic number when it comes to receiving. If you got a guy that goes over 1,000 yards and gets close to it, you're looking at it like, all right, he legit. He legit.
Especially at Auburn.
And yeah, because we always come up short. Like
we go over 1,000 yards receiving the Auburn, you did something.
Keandre Lambert-Smith came up short, 981 yards. Darvin Adams was like 993 yards. Then Darvin Adams did again like 970 some yards. And then Sammy Coates was like 940 some yards. So we haven't had a 1,000-yard guy at Auburn in a while. It's been a while since we had 1,000 yards. Now we've had 1,000-yard backs, 1,000-yard running backs. Last year we had one. We had a 1,200-yard back.
Let's say with ease, we produced them.
Yeah,
we produced them. We're a factory of those.
You know what I'm saying? But
you get a running back. You get a running back.
Yeah.
You get a.
But if you go in this offense, if you look at this offense and you see Cam Coleman, if you see Cam Coleman go over 1,000 yards, and then you see Eric Singleton go over 1,000 yards, and then you look at Malcolm Simmons, who gives you 600, 700 yards. And then you have another guy come in and puts you in like another 500, 600 yards.
Jackson Arnold will be in New York.
I'm telling you, he will be. But then,
all that happens, Jackson Arnold will be in New York.
But then look what it does. Look what it does for Hugh Freeze, though. Look what it does for Hugh Freeze. It makes
get that monkey off his back.
At that part too, but it also makes the recruiting aspect of recruiting.
Oh yeah. It validated. It validated
so much.
That's all the people waiting on.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier at that point to where you have 4- and 5-star receivers looking at Auburn like, all right, okay, it's game time. We know when we go to Auburn, we got a good chance of getting close to that 1,000-yard mark. We got a good chance of being in the Biletnikoff Award conversation. We got a good chance of being able to go to the NFL in the first 2 rounds. We got a good chance of being in the college football playoff. We got a good chance of being able to play for a national championship and play for an SEC championship. And we got a good chance to leave our mark at Auburn and potentially up the bar and set a standard for the next guys that's coming behind us. This season on the receiving core tip, Cam Coleman, Eric Singleton, Malcolm Simmons, if they have big years this year, and I'm saying if you get 2 to go over 1,000 and 1 to get close.
So basically, you saying that they look like the LSU
2019. Yes.
Okay.
And Joe Burrow out there throwing for 6,000 yards, 5,000 yards. I'm telling y'all, man, it's a different conversation. You in a different conversation.
That's a very different conversation.
It's a very different conversation. Will it happen?
I hope it happened that way.
I don't know if it will happen. I need it to happen.
I think we get 1,000-yard receiver, but I think, like I said, I think Jackson only gonna have a lot of rushing yards.
Here's my question though. If we get 2,000-yard receivers, right? What will be the narrative and what will be the expectation then for Auburn, not just Auburn football, but for Auburn's offense and wide receiver room going forward? Do you think at that time, do you think a Sedarian Morgan commits? Do you think you potentially have the chance to flip a Tristan Keys or Marquez Daniels, even though they've said what they've said? Do you think maybe a Jace Matthews ends up committing to Auburn? I mean, like, what do you think, bro? Like, how does that change the game, bro?
Yeah. I think it changes the game, but I don't think it would change the game for these guys right here. I think, like you said, that'll be the 2027 class that I feel like it'll impact the most. But like, if that happens, Nick, that right there would change the narrative of a lot.
It would
change, like, that type of dumbness would change the narrative of a lot.
Man, it would, bro. It would. I can't complain. I can't disagree with you there, man. JT in the chat, he said, "What up, y'all? What up, JT, man? How you feeling, my guy? Hope all is good with you, my guy. Singleton best fit, Cam, most explosive catch radius. That's from Auburn Dad. You can't go wrong with none of these guys, bro. It's literally like picking hairs. You just trying to be you can't go wrong with any of these guys, man. He said Simmons flirted with jumping ship past Portal. I'm glad he stayed. I'm glad he stayed too. I feel you on that. I'm glad he stayed too. The Huggy Beard said 1 or 2 per quarter, man. Hugh Freeze ways of stomping on my nerves never end. Yeah, Hugh Freeze want to get he want to get 1 to 2 big plays per quarter is what he wants to do. If he can get that, successful. Cam Coleman is going to be the guy. Eric Singleton is going to be our KLS this year, and everyone else will fall in place. They're going to be some awesome stuff if Jackson Arnold can get the ball to him. I don't think it's a question of if Jackson Arnold can get the ball to him. I just think a lot of people, me personally, I'm so confident in what the talent upgrade is on this offense. You just want to see it. If I see it happens one time, I'm gonna be like, yo, why can't y'all continue? Why can't y'all do it on a consistent basis, consistently? At a high enough level. Now, granted, there will be times where you will be off. You may have a bad play or two, a bad series there or two, but that shouldn't derail the whole game plan or the whole game moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Travell in the house is what he said. Mr. 21 Ed Darby in this thing. He said it depends on how the defense play. Best wide receiver maybe week to week. And you know what? You can make an argument for that too. Because they are so good that we could literally see 1 week is Eric Singleton, 1 week Malcolm Simmons, 1 week Cam Coleman, 1 week Perry Thompson, 1 week Malcolm Simmons, 1 week Cam Coleman. It's literally like it's almost like pick your poison, bro. It's almost like pick your poison, man. It's exciting to watch, man. How about a wide receiver we need to get more out of or see field more or get more out of or see field more? It's Perry. Oh, yeah. Perry Thompson is the guy that everybody is waiting to see. And then you got a glimpse of, and if you
I'm gonna say this spring he showed promise, so I can't wait to see if they're gonna actually play him.
Yeah. I think you got a glimpse of it. Said Ed, I think we put up more than 21 points this year. Hey, Mr. 21, he said we better Auburn, Dad. That's what he said. He said if we do with our defense, we 9+ wins. We 9+ wins, bro. I'm telling you, man, I'm hyped on this Auburn team, bro. I got us at 10 wins. I got us at 10-2. That's why I got us at. I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be a special season for Auburn. And Auburn's gonna host a playoff game on Auburn's campus. I'm going that far. Cam Coleman could do more. It depends on if Hugh Freeze will let him. Okay. I think you and Marcus on the same band.
I seen him do it. Though I said he can. It's just Hugh Freeze ain't what Hugh Freeze want him to do, bro.
I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. He said they cover Cam and they have Singleton, high safety, Shade, and Cam all. That's what I'm telling you. Like if it's literally like you got these guys out here on the field, bro. It's gonna be hard to double team them because if you double team, somebody gonna be open. And with the speed that you have at wide receiver, I don't know of any secondary in the country or on our schedule that's gonna be able to keep up with these guys. And you got to put the word barring injury in there because anything can happen when you have in a season. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. This wide receiver room is a good bit better in my opinion. How many wins is this good for last year? This wide receiver room last year, apparently 5. Because I mean, let's just be real. Let's just be real. Keandre Lambert-Smith was not a scrub, bro. He was the leading receiver last year for us. Do you think Eric Singleton was an upgrade from Keandre Lambert-Smith?
I'm the type of person who wants to see it on the field before I put my words on it. But from what I can take, I don't know, man.
If somebody is saying they think Eric Singleton is an upgrade from Keandre Lambert-Smith, that means Eric Singleton should be 1,000+ yard receiver. Because Keandre Lambert-Smith was 19 yards away from being 1,000-yard receiver last year. Yeah, if we would have went to a bowl game, Keandre Lambert-Smith would have been 1,000. Would have been Auburn's first 1,000-yard receiver.
And this is with a horrible quarterback.
Wow. Exactly. So I mean, when we sit here and we look at this, and I'm saying, man, and you just look at the talent. You look at the talent in the receiver room. You look at what you just look at it. You look at the flashes that you saw last year from Smith. From Coleman and Simmons, and then you see what Eric Singleton has done the past 2 seasons at Georgia Tech, and you be like, come on, man. He was the focal point of their offense at Georgia Tech, and he still put up close to 800 yards each season. That's the focal point. Now you got 2 other guys next to you, and it's probably going to be easier for you to get out there and do whatever you need to do. It's going to be easier for him to get out there and do what he need to do, bro. I'm just telling you, man. I don't know, bro. This potentially could be one of the most explosive offenses and most exciting seasons in Auburn history when it comes to offense since 2013. It's scary, man. It's scary. It's exciting. It's exciting to think about and things like that. It's exciting to think about. Ed said, man, if Auburn has 2,000-yard receivers, I'm not sure what I would do.
Hey, that boy, Ed.
He said the only problem I see with the offense is Hugh Freeze himself. And it, like we said this before, it always comes back to Hugh Freeze, bro. It always comes back.
Hey, listen, I try to make my takes avoid doing that right now. I try so hard to try to give a different point of view to other than that, because it's just like we went on every day for 6 months strong.
Yes.
And every time it always went back to that. And I'm just like, I tried it yesterday to get away from it. And Ed, you brought it up today.
It is what it is. He said another example is LSU's high-power offense in 2019 against Auburn, 317. Auburn slowed them down, but LSU's OC started to run the ball. Will Hugh Freeze do that? I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, because you got to understand that 2018 or 2019? Because 2019. I remember that was 2019.
They're Derrick Brown. And Derrick Brown would have stayed on their feet and ran that fumble that Scoop go to the house. It would have been. That
was like a, if I'm not mistaken, was that game was at Auburn, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember Deshaun Davis was playing like middle linebacker that game, if I'm not mistaken, and going like that game went down to the wire, because if I'm not mistaken, I think that game ended up being like a 3-point win. Or like a touchdown. It was like a 3 to 7 point win for.
So I said, Derrick Brown would have stayed on their feet on that scuba scope. LSU would have took a sail out that day,
bro.
That defense was playing lights out.
It was, bro.
D Brown was having the game of their life.
It is what it is, man. Man, let's get up out of here, man. Before we get up out of here, man, make sure y'all go follow all our guys, man. Make sure y'all go follow Auburn Tez over at It's SEC Season, man. Content coming soon for Tez, man. Just you wait.
Hey, that's the Carter 5.
Just you wait.
Hey Ted, I'm start calling your content the Carter 5.
Hey, go follow our guy Tight Sports, the Alabama Football Movecast on YouTube, man. Follow our guy. Go follow our guy DC Wolf over at Auburn Addicts TV, man. Go follow our guy Dustin over at the Up Tempo Podcast as well, man. Be Sharp over at the Sharpshooter Sports. I need to change that. Sharpshooter Sports with B Sharp over there as well. Vandy Chris over at the Golden Broom Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow them. And of course, go hit the subscribe and like button over on our guy Bubba in the Old Man Auburn Sports Talk here on YouTube as well, man. And make sure that y'all follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. Make sure y'all follow us on Instagram at the Water Cooler Talk. On Twitter, follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. And then, of course, subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell button here on YouTube, so you know when we post more videos and when we go live. Marcus, what do you guys say to people before we get up out of here, man?
Man, we back. So you know what that means. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, man. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, back around the Water Cooler, man. We appreciate y'all so much for continuing to rock with us here around the Water Cooler, as always, man. We're going to get up out of here, man, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Until then, man, Huggy Beard said, man, great show. We appreciate y'all so much, man, for making it rock, for always making it happen, man. Get Musty said, hey, That's what he said. He said, great stream, y'all, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make the show what it is, as always. We thank y'all so much for continuing to rock with us, man. Before we get up out of here, as always, man, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. As always, man. Y'all be blessed. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his, because he deserves all the praise and all the glory. And ladies and gentlemen, until then, we out of this thing. One love. Ladies and gentlemen, we out this mug. We'll see you tomorrow.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.